What's good, fam? We are witnessing a masterclass in how to end a career without even saying a name until the casket is already closed. While the rest of the world stayed distracted by court filings, a dollar AP Rocky decided to stop playing nice and let everyone know who really won the war. Late January of 2026 brought the end of the silence when Rocky dropped his highly anticipated album titled Don't Be Dumb. Every fan has the track Stole Your Flow on repeat because it is easily the most disrespectful thing we have heard in a decade. Rocky skipped the subliminal games entirely and rapped that first you stole my flow, so I stole your B** T-Teach while looking right at the camera. This kind of direct pressure usually sends the OVO Camp into a full panic since streaming statistics cannot fix a blow like this. During an appearance on the New York Times Popcast, the Harlem rapper explained the energy behind his music without holding anything back. He told listeners that former friends eventually became foes because they were unhappy for his success and started sending shots from the shadows. It is becoming clear that this lyrical confrontation marks a final shift from sneak dissing into direct name calling that nobody can ignore. Rumors about Drake never getting over Rocky building a life with Rihanna have simmered for years, but now the flames are burning the whole house down. Don't Be Dumb arrived like a cold front in late January of 2026, and the impact was felt immediately across every corner of the hip-hop world. For a long time, we watched Rocky take the high road while the boy in Toronto sent little jabs in almost every feature he recorded. That era of being the bigger person has officially ended because Pretty Flacco decided to stand on business and address the tension with scary precision. Stole Your Flow functions as a tactical strike aimed directly at the heart of the OVO narrative with no room for excuses. When Rocky raps about a certain individual stealing his flow before he took their girl, he is essentially closing the book on a decade of speculation. This is the type of bar that stops the club and makes everyone look at their phones to see if a response is actually coming. Rocky sounded like a man at total peace while his rivals were falling apart in the public eye during that New York Times Popcast interview. He mentioned that it is a sad reality when people you used to call brothers turn into enemies just because they cannot handle seeing you truly happy. This marks a massive shift in the culture because it confirms the beef was never just about music or rap competition between artists. Resentment has always fueled the man who thinks he has everything while he watches someone else take what he thought belonged to him. The name calling is now as direct as it gets in this industry, and the lyrical confrontation has moved past the point of no return. Critics and fans are looking at this new record as the definitive final word on the triangle between Rihanna and Drake and Rocky. Receipts speak louder than any Instagram caption or diamond chain Drake could ever buy for himself in this situation. Drake is currently occupied with dropping heart-shaped puffer jackets on his Amazon warehouse store as of February 10th of 2026. On the other side of the fence, we see Lord Flacco living the reality of a family man and raising a legacy with the woman Drake spent 6 albums crying about. The streets are calling this the ultimate L because Rocky secured the exact life that Drake has spent his entire career rapping about wanting. It looks like Rocky effectively stole the future that Drake envisioned for himself and did it with style the boy could never replicate. Stole Your Flow also doubles down on the allegations that have followed Drake since the very beginning of his rise to fame. People have always pointed out how he adapted the Houston and Harlem aesthetics that Rocky pioneered, and now the originator is finally claiming his tax. Losing your signature sound and your dream girl to the same man in one lifetime might be the most embarrassing moment in hip-hop history. The culture is collectively nodding its head because we all know the Rihanna truth is the heaviest weight Drake has carried since the Kendrick battle began. While Drake is out here fumbling with an Amazon warehouse page to sell merch as of February 10th, 2026, Rocky is moving like a boss with a queen by his side. A massive gap exists between a guy wearing heart-shaped puffer jackets for a brand deal and a man building a real legacy with a global icon. The track Stole Your Flow is more than just a diss record. It feels like a total victory lap based on real-life happiness and results that the other side just cannot touch. People throw the word theft around in the culture constantly, but Rocky is proving that Drake spent years biting those Harlem and Houston styles that Rocky brought to the front. Watching Drake switch up his persona while Rocky stays true to himself is why these flow thief allegations are hitting so much harder this time around. Rocky was the one who pioneered that specific look, combining high fashion with street culture. And then he watched while other artists turned his blueprint into a commercial machine. But here's the thing, you can copy the clothes and you can even copy the cadence, but you can never fake a beautiful family or a genuine connection. Rocky is out here living the exact dream that Drake used to talk about in his most emotional songs. That is a type type of pain that no amount of streaming numbers can fix, no matter how hard the OVO Camp tries to spin the data. The result is that people see this as the final word on a triangle drama that has dragged on for way too long. It feels like the scoreboard is finally getting locked in for the whole world to see. Every single bar on this new album serves as a targeted reminder that being the real deal will always beat out a fake persona in the long run. Fans are already calling this the final nail in the coffin because you just cannot argue with a happy home and an original sound. Rocky did not just release some music, he dropped a major message that people will study for years as the moment the student finally got checked by the teacher. Drake is out here grasping at straws while the ship sinks in real time, and he is trying to pivot into corporate brand deals that stink of a boardroom. We are already seeing teasers for a McDonald's OVO collaboration called Where Night Owls Land, which is supposedly set to drop on February 17th of 2026. It is a pathetic sight to see a man who once ran the game trying to sell chicken nuggets while his peers create legendary music. This frantic energy gets even worse because his financial choices are looking just as messy as his public relations moves lately. On February 8th of 2026, Drake managed to blow $1 million on the New England Patriots during Super Bowl LX, and the problem was that he lost it all in just a few hours. This adds to a brutal run of high-profile failures he has been taking in every single category of his life. A dark cloud follows him everywhere lately, and his gambling habits reflect the downward spiral of his cultural influence. Rumors are flying that his 9th studio album, titled Iceman, will drop on February 13th, but the result is a rollout that feels frantic compared to the moves from Rocky. The streets are calling this a desperate attempt to reclaim a throne that might not even exist for him anymore, especially since he is still tangled in a defamation lawsuit. Instead of focusing on the art, Drake is fighting UMG over Kendrick Lamar and that track, Not Like Us. The culture views this legal battle as a sore loser situation because everyone else has moved on while he fights in a courtroom he already lost. It is embarrassing to see a man who claimed to be the final boss running to lawyers because he cannot handle the people choosing a different leader. This lawsuit against UMG looks like a desperate gasp for air from a man who is drowning in his own ego. While Drake is busy filing paperwork, J. Cole is closing out his legendary run with his final album, The Fall Off, which arrived on February 6th of 2026. On the track disc 39, Cole admitted that the culture has officially chosen Kendrick and Drake as the two victors of this entire generation. Even with that acknowledgement, the gap between Kendrick and the boy is becoming a massive canyon that nobody can cross anymore. Kendrick Lamar made history at the 68 Grammys on February 8th by reaching 27 total wins and officially surpassing Jay-Z to become the most awarded rapper ever. This is about a level of respect and artistic mastery that Drake simply cannot touch with his commercial pivots and fast food deals. The numbers are coming in, and they are devastating for the OVO Camp because Kendrick's Super Bowl viewership record of 133.5 million was confirmed on February 10th. That total dwarfs the 128.2 million viewers who tuned in for the 2026 show, which proved the world is still obsessed with Kendrick. Public opinion has clearly shifted away from the manufactured pop star image in favor of something more authentic and grounded. With Rocky dropping diss tracks that hit his personal life and Kendrick breaking every record in the book, Drake is looking isolated in a game he used to dominate. J. Cole's retirement album served as a reminder of how the hierarchy has shifted while Drake tried to control the narrative through legal threats. Kendrick is reaching heights no rapper has ever seen before by staying true to his roots and his message. Drake is finding out that you cannot buy your way back into the good graces of the fans once they have seen the truth. Watching his former friends and rivals achieve the things he used to brag about must make the isolation feel overwhelming right now. A new era has officially arrived where receipts matter more than hype, and Drake is coming up short on every single balance sheet. Kendrick and Rocky are showing the world that being a real artist will always outweigh the corporate backing Drake has relied on for years. Rocky naming his album Don't Be Dumb feels like a final warning to anyone trying to step into his lane or challenge the family he built. This title sends a loud message to the industry that while some rappers play characters for the cameras, Rocky is out here protecting his legacy with every move. It serves as a reminder to the boy in Toronto that trying to copy this path is a total fool's errand because you cannot buy the kind of authenticity Rocky carries naturally. We are witnessing a massive narrative shift where both the personal and professional wars have been decided by people who actually live this culture every single day. And that is when we realized Rocky secured the personal victory by getting the life and the partner his rivals spent years chasing in thirsty lyrics and social media media captions. Kendrick Lamar has the professional and cultural win by breaking every record and proving his pen is the most dangerous in the game. The result was Drake looking smaller between these two titans as he tries to stay relevant in an industry that has already moved past his antics. The whole certified lover boy persona looks like a bad joke at this point, because you cannot sell a fantasy about being a legendary lover while losing your dream girl to a man standing on business and building a real home. Reality shows that the OVO image sat on a foundation of sand that is finally washing away under all this pressure. While Drake pivots into fast food and merch deals to keep his bank account full, the real kings are dropping music that actually moves the needle for the fans. We need to keep our eyes on the calendar, since the pressure is not going to stop for the OVO Camp or their supporters anytime soon. A massive collaboration between Baby Keem and Kendrick Lamar called Good Flirts is scheduled to drop on February 20th. This release shows that the Kendrick camp is moving with a level of confidence and productivity that Drake simply cannot match right now. The culture is moving away from manufactured drama toward a period where the art has to speak for itself without the help of bots or corporate branding. Rocky proved you can win the long game by staying true to your family, while Kendrick showed you win by being the absolute best at your craft. Drake is in a lonely position as he realizes his old tricks and personas are no longer working on a public that is tired of the games. The legacy of this era will belong to the people who stood their ground and told their truth while others tried to sue their way back to the top of the charts. It is a wrap for the certified lover boy, because the real fighters have taken over the building for good, and the boy can keep his McDonald's toys and his Amazon store because the culture has already moved on. Kendrick and Rocky are building legends in real time. The era of the owl is finally over for good, and the real ones are taking their rightful place at the head of the table. When we talk about who is running the game in 2026, Kendrick's win at the Grammys and his massive Super Bowl numbers are the only receipts that matter. Surpassing the record previously held by Jay-Z proves that quality will always outweigh quantity in the eyes of history. Drake can drop as many albums as he wants, but they will just be background noise if they do not have the soul Rocky and Kendrick provide. The New York Times Popcast interview showed how at peace Rocky is with his position, and that kind of confidence cannot be faked with a diamond chain. It is a beautiful thing to see artists who are actually living their lives instead of just rapping about what they wish they had. The next few weeks will be wild with the Keem and Kendrick drop, and we will be right here to break it all down. Do not be dumb and think this is just about music, because this is about the soul of hip-hop and who really deserves to wear the crown. Drake had a long run at the top of the charts, but the finish line has been crossed and he is not the one holding the trophy. Keep your notifications on and your ears open, because February is looking like a month that will change hip-hop forever.